Hi everyone, so we're just waiting for the coordinators from Mangalam University to join and for all the other students to join the call. We'll just wait for 5 more minutes and then we'll begin this pre-placement talk. So I think everyone has now joined the session. So let's get started with the session. So myself, Abhishek Jha. So I'll be taking the pre-placement call. We'll be taking the pre-placement call in three parts. The first will be introduction to our founder, Mr. Amar Anand, where he'll be taking you through the different ventures under Auro Group. After that, we'll be taking some of the questions from some of you guys who I'll invite you to join on the live call. So we'll be taking questions from you. And at the end, we'll be telling you the process for application. And if you have any further query, we'll be clearing that out as well. And the steps of how to apply, how we'll be evaluating it, and what is the timeline that's going to be. So that's how our section is going to be. So without any further ado, let me just introduce you to our founder, Mr. Amar. And after his introduction, I'll invite some of you guys to join the call and ask any questions, any initial doubts, queries that you have in your mind. And later on, we'll be taking more questions going forward. But let's begin with that. So I hope everyone has joined from your side. If still someone has not joined and you're waiting for still someone, so you can ask them to join as the session is just started. So they can join the call and we can get started with the session.
We've also been recruiting from all the prominent IITs for over 10 years. So my name is Amar Anand. I'm founder of the Auro Group. We have a number of ventures and an investment fund that we run. We'll be walking you through each one of those quickly. Um, and then we've also got our team from some of the ventures to give you a sense of what the experience is like. Most of them are IIT alumnuses, and they're going to talk a little bit about their own experience. And then you guys have a chance to ask all of us questions as well. Um, so with that, let me just kick off a little bit of my background. So, I grew up in India, went to St. Stephen's College, did economics honors, went on to the London School of Economics to do my master's in finance and economics, and then was at Stanford Business School. Um, Started my career back in 2000 at McKinsey and Company in New York. That was management consulting largely for financial institutions globally. And then joined one of my clients, which was Citigroup in New York, to have a position on the M&A committee and essentially help manage their $2 trillion balance sheet with investments across the world. We prominently made the largest investment in HDFC Bank and HDFC Corp, the mortgage company, before most people had kind of heard of HDFC. And then, several investments globally, including Akbank in Turkey, Bank Handler in Poland, Banamex in Mexico, Household in the US, et cetera, et cetera. I started my first Web 2.0 venture back in 2006. It was the first cohort of Web 2.0 ventures, a company called eTime is Money, where we came up with a model for people to set a price for their time and to essentially leverage the business process of shoring movement in India, largely from Western markets. Very fortunate at the time to become the top 50 startups in the US. It was a class that had Mark Zuckerberg, LinkedIn. So if you Google that, you'll see some presentations that we made at the time along with these gentlemen. And didn't realize how big Web 2.0 is going to become. But got an offer to head up one of the large private equity firms in Asia. So I think wrongly took that on to join Cinven in Europe, and later found that some of these companies that we presented in went on to become the largest companies in the world. Uh, but moved on from there. So did private equity for a few years, large buyouts of multi-billion-dollar companies across the world, and then in 2012 helped start Taiwan Capital in Hong Kong, which was a spin-off out of Lone Pine Capital in Asia. Lone Pine is one of the large tiger funds. You may have heard of Tiger Global. So very similar strategy to that. Um, so we grew that into one of the largest funds in Asia. Early investors in Uber, Palantir, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Car.Deco, 1MG, Tokopedia, Alibaba, et cetera, et cetera. In addition to also large investments on the public side. So, for example, one of the largest investors in the Sin Bank after the Hindujas. In 2017, we spun off uh, Auroville, which was meant to be a venture studio, because we realized that there was a lot of exciting opportunities very early stage in tech, and we were losing some of our data scientists to these opportunities from the fund. And so we essentially gave the data scientists an opportunity to essentially come up with ideas, and we backed them to start ventures, which initially started in the blockchain space, which was really hot in 2018. And so that has now grown into about a dozen ventures across the venture studio. So Abhishek, if you have that handy, you can quickly bring that up. We can quickly go through the list, um, and then pass the mic over to our teammates from a couple of the ventures. So, Auro Digital, the first one, as you can see, is based in the US. It's one of our flagship ventures. It's the new name for a Nasdaq listed company where we acquired the OMS BMS company called Diginex, which was a trading software platform. We've since built that out to be one of the largest infrastructure plays within blockchain. So it's connected to about 105 centralized exchanges, about 120 DEXs, all the large OTC desks, and many of the large qualified custodians around the world. We've got two of our colleagues, Aditya and Navas from Auro Digital, who will also talk about their own experience from that. The IMS is an investment management system that is actually been moved from the US. It's now headquartered in Luxembourg. It's a marketplace for asset managers to raise capital. AIML is a that's artificial intelligence machine learning platform to create a suite of uh, prediction models for digital assets. So it's everything from GANs, WGANs, LSTMs, transformer models, where we essentially predict the price of digital assets and also invest in them. Auro.edu is another flagship venture. It has essentially disrupted the education space by creating a fully native AI app that curates a customized curriculum for students, everyone from class 11 upwards to professionals. And it also has a powerful learn to earn model where we're focused on a big problem in India, which is that a lot of the engineering colleges are half empty, and even the folks that are enrolled have less than half of the class actually finds a job after they graduate. Less of a problem in IIT, though we've actually seen that same phenomenon play out in the IITs as well to a lesser extent. So we've got two of our colleagues from Auro.edu, Nikhil and Shresh, with us as well to talk about their experience. I'll run through the others pretty quickly. The idea is just to give you a flavor of all of the types of innovation that's happening within the Auro group. So Auro.ai is a robo-advisor. So it's a fintech asset manager. Ideal Development is a co-innovation and co-working company. Auro Yoga is a health tech company. Shub.in is one of India's leading content publishing and book publishing companies. Auro Bridge is a German company that is one of the first to issue fully licensed tokens that tokenize real estate infrastructure and green bonds in Europe. Auro Bet is a betting platform, which is a prediction markets for real world events, like who wins the US election, for example. Auro Sui Clear is a JV with Sui, which is a spin-off from Facebook or Meta, as they now call it. Oracle is a venture where we essentially have a very deep data lake of pricing of various types of assets that we provide to various protocols. Auro Dex and Auro Liquid are our proprietary DEX aggregator, where we basically have algorithms that are able to get the best price from multiple liquidity pools. And the last point is that the ones in all caps are Web3, and the ones in non all caps are basically Web2 projects. And so as you can see, AI and blockchain sort of run prominently across all of these companies. So with that, I'll pause and pass the mic on to Auro Digital. So Aditya Navaz, whoever wants to kick off, and both of them are senior team members of ours now, who joined us. Right.
Hi guys, so hope you can hear me. So I think you went to the founder's introduction, and this is the initial Q&A just after the introduction. So if you have any queries, any questions that you want to ask me about the company or the different ventures that he introduced us, so yeah, over to you guys for any question if you have, or we'll continue with the team introduction and then we can come back to Q&A. So Shruti, Siddharth, Pia, any one of you have any questions, they can just raise their hand. I'll just give them the mic access as well. So I guess that's no question for now. So okay, I'll move ahead to the introduction of some of our team members, and then we'll come back to the Q&A part. So Shruti, and you guys can ask question on behalf of your institute as well. So you can, for the team introduction, you can switch back to YouTube where you will see the team introduction, and then we'll come back to the team channel for any live Q&A that you guys have.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Have one of the CEOs of one of our ventures called the Auro IMS on the line. Charlie, are you there?
I am. Nice to meet everyone.
Okay,
I can
great.
just give a little
We,
background on myself. Is that what you
yeah,
like, Mark?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be
so
great. Yeah.
so Charlie Fippen, I'm here outside of New York City, in the state of Connecticut, actually. So welcome everyone. Really happy to see everyone on the call, and it's exciting to talk to such a great group. My background is I have about 25 years in finance. So I've worked at big firms like Goldman Sachs, UBS, BNP Paribas as a trader, and then moved more into management and running businesses. So I just was running as the CEO of a firm called Water Tower Research. And now we're working with Amar and we're looking to expand that business as well. So nice to meet everyone.
Hi guys, I'm Aditya and I graduated from IIT Delhi in 2023. My major was in mechanical engineering, and since then I'm a full stack developer at Auro Digital, where I contribute to both backend and front end system, as well as I am responsible for managing the CI/CD pipelines as well. So let me tell you about briefly what our day-to-day looks like. So for front-end development, we ensure that our platforms are user-friendly and visually appealing by building intuitive and responsive interfaces. We work extensively with React.js, TypeScript to create seamless user experience, and we also like have a significant focus on performance optimizations as well, because like in order to remove the UI latency as much as possible so that our clients can use our tools effortlessly. On the backend side, we develop robust APIs mostly using Python, and we work closely with databases like Redis and Postgres to implement efficient data storage and retrieval mechanisms. And for CI/CD pipelines, we mostly work with Ansible, GitHub Actions, and Docker to design CI/CD pipelines that automate testing and development as well as the monitoring procedures. So yeah, handing over to Nawaz, he can guide you more on the backend side.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I'm Nawaz Zafar. I'm a lead Python developer in Auro Digital. So the product that we are building is OEMS, which is Order and Execution Management System. So a brief background on me. So I'm also a 2023 graduate. Me and Aditya were in the same batch, and we got selected for Auro Digital, and it has been a great experience as we got to learn a lot about algorithmic trading and how the system works, and um, how like crypto is redefining the future, as we say. And we are building as we are creating the future. So that's pretty interesting. We are not as we are creating new innovative solutions in the backend space. So the backend stack is mostly Python based, uh, where we have a lot of different Docker containers which manages different services. So we have balances, we have algo execution, we have exchange management, and we have everything in between. And we also have a very interesting decentralized integrations as well. So yeah, overall, my experience in Auro Digital has been very great. I got to learn a lot here. So over to you, Anasa.
Yep. Thanks, Sabaz. So maybe we can now move to Shrey, who can talk about his experience at Auro.edu.
Yeah, okay. So hi guys, I'm Suresh Jaiswal and I'm working at Auro.edu. So Auro.edu is basically the edtech side of Auro, and we are creating this platform for upskilling, and I'm working here as a product manager. So if you have seen the app of Auro.edu, I have designed it completely. So Auro.edu, we are trying to achieve, to create a platform for, everyone who wants to learn, and as well as, uh, connect with the jobs, internships, freelance opportunities. So in a way, we are trying to fill the gaps between, learn to earn. Because you have seen like people in the market, they are learning from various platforms. Some they are learning from YouTube and everything. But learning is just the first step, right? So after learning, you need to connect with the right opportunities as well. So with that goal in mind, I started working already. So before that, like I have 6, 7 years of experience. I passed out in 2018. So initially, I was working in tech sector of like K-12. So we were building a product for JEE, NEET, and those exams. So I have myself cleared those exams. So I started with that domain. So, but like from last 2 years, I have been working in this upskilling sector. So for mostly college students and professionals. So the very good thing about Auro.edu is we are trying to use the latest technology like AI, as you have seen, like AI is it has gotten so much power now. So we are leveraging AI in Auro.edu and trying to build a platform where where AI can assist you in a way which is so personalized, and it knows everything about you, and can help you at every step. So Auro.edu is not just about learning. AI is along the way, and it will help you with doubt solving, revision, and it will create you custom courses. Like if you give a exam and you see you have some weak concepts, so it will create you a custom course just for those weak concepts, dedicated for you, personalized. And also we have built this engagement on our Auro.edu app, because learning is just one part. Engagement is something where you actually explore the other side of learning. So the whole app is gamified and fully increased. So you can connect with other people. You can talk to experts in chat rooms, and there's e-money or a coin system in the app. So in a way, this app is, a whole platform what we need at this time, because there are so many platforms. But Auro.edu is something, it starts with the learning part, and then tutoring, mastering, and then at the end it's the earning. So we are connecting learning to earn. So we are not just uh, a platform which I would say you just go and start a course and learn and finish. So at the end, you will get the opportunities, freelance, full time, and internship and everything. So that's what we are trying to build in order to do. So in the future, like if you're gonna have any doubts related to product, not just the learning part, but any doubt related to the product, like any feature, anything, you can ask me in this meeting. Yeah. So now handing over to Nikhil, it's our backend developer.
Hello. So I'm Nikhil. I passed out in 2016 and have been working for Auro.edu for last 8 months. So the backend architecture of Auro.edu is mostly based on Python and Flask. There are multiple microservices, and the middleware is in Node.js Express. For databases, we sometimes use Mongo, but mostly we use MySQL. And yeah, so for our Gen AI needs, sometimes we use ChatGPT, but most of the time we rely on Gaia.net, which is an uh, open source Gen AI platform where anyone can upload their own models and they can host their own nodes, right? And for some ML-based tasks, we are using BERT and other models. So in the backend, I would say we use multiple tools based on their usage. So whatever the requirement is, we pick the best suitable tool and then we start using it. Uh, that's all for backend. Over to Omar.
Right. Thanks, Nikhil. Okay, so you've now heard from quite a few IIT alums who are currently part of our team. We have several, as I said, been working with IT.
So you guys can basically raise your hand and I'll give mic access to the ones who have any queries. So Shruti, Siddharth, Alok, anyone if you have any queries, any questions so far. If anyone if you have any query who are watching in YouTube, they have any query, they can put in chat and we can take it out right now. Or if not, we'll move forward with the session. So Siddharth, yeah, go ahead. I've given you mic access. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask the query.
Hello.
Hi Siddharth. So can you tell me from which college you are?
Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm from KR University.
Okay. And what's your query?
Yes, sir.
If you can
Firstly, I
turn on
wanted
your
to,
video, that would be helpful for the people who are watching you on the YouTube so they can relate to
sir,
your question if they have the same questions.
my camera is not working. I'm on.
Yeah, go ahead with the question, Siddharth.
Yeah, sir. I wanted to ask you about the tech stack you guys require for the placement.
For which role? So as you saw, we went through two of the companies, Auro Digital and Auro Edu. So both the guys talk about the tech stack that I use on the front end and the back end side on both the ventures. So similarly, we have 10 more different ventures. So mainly on the back end side, we are using Python and on the front end, we are using React or Flutter. So these are the main tech stack that is in use right now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's so anyone else has any question? So if that's the question, then we have few of the questions that were asked from the previous batch. They were more talkative. So I'll just read those questions. I think those will be helpful for you guys as well to watch and see. So if that does not answer your question, then you can basically ask me a question. I urge you to ask more questions so that it remains very engaging. So you can
But
ask
with all of the IITs as
you
well.
can ask other question. Otherwise, I've
Okay,
played
so
it
with
on
that,
YouTube,
we'll
so
break
you can
into
see the question
Q&A in
that we
case
have
there are any
answered
questions.
previously.
Hello, sir. My name is Akash Bhartwaj.
Hi.
I'm from IIT Chennai. I'm also a placement coordinator and as well as a student over here. I'm tech student. And my question was like, there are a lot of products that you have just discussed about. EdTech product is the product based on Web3 and Web2. So how does the ideation process goes on for all these products? So in the initial phase, how does that
The what process? Sorry, the what process?
ideation process, idea basically?
Ideation. Yeah. No, that's a critical part of because we're at the very early stage. So we're at sort of, I mean, the project starts sort of pre-seed, and we typically come in at the pre-seed level. So it's all about ideation. And so what happens is that it's called a venture studio for a reason, as opposed to an incubator or an accelerator. You probably have heard all of these, and I know there are accelerators at IIT as well. So a venture studio, the difference is that in a venture studio, you are kind of not only incubating, but you're also building from within. So what we tend to do is we leverage extensively our own networks of people, and so a lot of the initial ideas and the initial founders come from within the network, as opposed to just, meeting somebody who you don't know at all, and then sort of just investing in their project. So that's the nuance between a venture studio and an incubator. Um, so the template is that I've done 25 years and have done that across, most probably the US, China, and India, but then, also across Western Europe and Asia, Greater Asia. So, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Australia. So have seen a lot of the investment teams that have started early on, in the US. So if you look at the e-commerce theme, we've invested in that globally. So, we invested early on in, eBay and Amazon. And then when the biggest opportunity in e-commerce moved to China, we invested in Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu. Uh, and then finally, when the opportunity moved to India, uh, we were part of the biggest cash burn war ever seen in internet history, which was between Flipkart, Snapdeal, Shopclues, Paytm, and Amazon. And so my point is that we've seen a lot of these investment themes play out globally, and we kind of know the pattern, and what has been successful, and what can be successful going forward. Of course, the past is not always a predictor of the future, but there's quite a lot of investment acumen because of that in the team. And that's just not myself. There are others who've been part of that journey with me. And so when we ideate in the venture studio, we have a pretty good handle on what we think is a powerful idea, and we tend to first invest in it ourselves. So we seed all of these companies ourselves, and then we allow other external investors to come in. So, for example, in Aditya and Nawaz's company, Auro Digital, we now have two prominent VCs from Silicon Valley, Inventors Capital and Silicon Valley Quad, who've come in and done the subsequent round.
Thank you, sir.
So thanks for the question. Thank you. All right. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Requesting you to please describe the blockchain developer role.
Yeah, sure. So Nawaz, I'll allow you to come in as well, but let me kick it off. So, the languages that we tend to code in most frequently are obviously Solidity and then Rust. But we're also, given the partnership that we have with Sui, which is the Meta Facebook spinoff, that is all done in language called Move. And then, we're also actually now actively looking for Golang developers as well. So within the blockchain space, those are the four sort of prominent languages that we code in. And then, in fact, one of our hires from IIT, Rohit, who joined us from IIT Delhi, has done some fantastic work in that area. So we built this very cool aggregator, which is a bit like Jupiter, which is a DEX aggregator on Solana, which is valued over $1 billion. So that just focuses on 8 to 10 DEXs within within the Solana ecosystem. We've been able to extend that to a number of other blockchains, both EVM and non-EVM. So that's an example of somebody like yourself, coming in and kind of building, with Auro, and leveraging all of the contacts that we can bring to bear, the resources that we can bring to bear from the entire ecosystem. So every time we build in the space, we have the benefit of partnering with the blockchains themselves, with the L1s and the L2s. And we know many of the founders well. We sometimes get grants from them as well to help us build and innovate. So yeah, that's a very exciting opportunity here.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions?
What will be the steps of hiring process, sir?
So the hiring process is reasonably kind of structured. So maybe sometimes 2 rounds of exams, and then we filter it down to the interview stage. And then at the interview stage, you have a few senior folks from the team meet with the candidate, and assess fit, and then we just extend an offer. So this year alone, we've already extended 10 offers across the ITs, and are looking to make some additional hires coming days.
Thank you, sir.
So, sir, for all the roles that are being present over at Auro, so is the hiring process same, or is it little different for every kind of role, basically? Like there is back-end role, front-end role is there.
Reasonably similar. Structure that I defined is very similar. Of course, the exams that you're giving can be quite different. So if you're applying for a back-end role, you'll get back-end front-end. If applying for front-end, you get front-end blockchain, so on and so forth.
Okay, sir.
Great. So if there's no further questions, we'll leave it there. So thanks everyone for joining and your interest, and we look forward to engaging with you in the coming days.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks everyone.
So since all the questions and queries have been answered, so I'll just tell you how the process is going to be and what the round and steps are going to be. So we will be having basically three rounds. The round one we have already shared with all the coordinators, all the details. So in the round one, it's going to be a simple task. You have been given two options. So you have to appear for any one of the given course, and you have to clear that course. Once you clear the course that is mentioned in round one, then you will be moved to round two. So we are expecting to close the round one by this weekend. So we'll have time till basically Sunday EOD to complete the round one test. So that's going to be a simple quiz, your virtual conceptual knowledge test that will be testing how good your concepts are, analyzing on the basis of that. So to get student habituated to the platforms, we have our own testing platform that's basically Auro Edu. So you guys will be logging into the Auro Edu platform and will be using that for the test purpose as well. So that's a very simple platform. So if you click on the link that's been shared to your uh, all the student coordinators, all the students, I think they have been circulated the same link with the job roles. So what you have to do is you have to basically click that. Once you click that, I'll share my screen so that it becomes much more intuitive to you guys and you can understand it. So let me know once you can see that screen. So will just make it much more interesting and you guys can basically see what is happening around. So as you can see, you will see the page like this. So I'll just take an example of one of the roles. Let's suppose I'm taking the example of UI UX role. So it will be same across all the roles. So there won't be any difference in that. So similarly, what is happening in the UI UX role, you have to basically click here, click on apply. Once you click on apply, you will get prompted to complete any one of these two courses. So it's like each student is given two opportunity to complete any one of the courses. Once they complete the courses, once you click on the course, it will be directly take you to the course that you have to complete. And you can directly see that you don't have to necessarily watch the video. If you just click the video, open it. If you are going through this link only, then you can bypass the video and directly appear for all the chapter quizzes. So there are six quizzes, 10 questionnaires, and then the final exam, which has 50 questions, which will take 1 hour. So total the test is going to take you around 1.5 hours of time to complete. Once the test is completed, we'll get your detailed data and we will be basically moving all the students who have cleared the round, have scored good in round one to the next round. So the next round is going to change. That will depend on two factors, whether you are applied for a tech role or non-tech role. So for the tech role, it's going to be quite simple. So for the tech role, student will be basically appearing for a coding test. And for all the non-tech role, you will be appearing for an experiential test based on how much you have scored. And you will be basically moved to the final round. That's the interview round. So interview round dates are different for different colleges. So each college has a certain start date in interviews. So we have already fixed with IIT. So your college, I'm not sure how the interview process round is going to be, but once you have completed the round two, the students who have passed the round two, we can take their interviews immediately. So that's how the process is going to be. So for all the students who are watching this live, can let your colleagues know as well that we will keep this assessment round open till Sunday EOD. After that, we'll be evaluating the results for all of you who have appeared. So in that, while you're filling your form, just make sure to mention your college name, your branch name completely, and your full name, so that there is no repetition and your data does not get lost. So just maintain that, and that's how the whole process is going to be, right? So that's it from my end. So I'll give one last opportunity to the coordinator to basically ask any student. So if you have any questions, Shruti or anyone, then you can ask. Otherwise, we have done with the session. I have basically shown all the process in the video. And if you want to share this YouTube video to the student, you can basically go to that same link. You can share that. This will be uploaded as well, so they can go through the process. They are also aware how the rounds are going to take place, and they can complete through it. So that's it from our end. So Shruti, Divya, Siddharth, anyone if you have any questions. So I see no further questions. So I'll just end this session now. Shruti, I have, it's very simple, the round one. You just have to circulate the link to the students. They'll appear for one test and we'll just let you know the shortlist from the round one by Tuesday. So thank you guys. All the best. Hope one of you to see in the team. All the best in the future.